Hi guys, my name is Adnan Hasbi and welcome to the Funny Finance Guy. Um, so in today's episode, I'm going to talk a little bit about the ways to build wealth and how I got the idea of this episode was when I was scrolling through, I guess, some of the comments which came from some of the subscribers. I came across someone which was very appreciative and um, that really gave me motivation to create better content and to reach out to you guys. And every time when I get a positive remark, I just want to thank you guys so much. It means so very much to me. But anyway, one of the ways for us to build wealth is actually to be grateful. And when I first heard, I know, when I first read it, when I first stumbled upon this advice, I thought that advice was relatively cliche. I just didn't know what to do with that advice. Coming from a financial analyst background in the financial industry, I always had that lens where one of the ways to build wealth was to invest in stocks, to learn financial engineering, or to come up with great trends within the industries. At one time, I was even trying to forecast oil prices to see what will happen once there was a certain swing in oil prices, what industries or what sectors I should invest in. But when I came across this particular advice, it was relatively, I did not know what to do with that particular advice. To put things into perspective, I was relatively senior in the industry, and we were playing a lot of office politics. And we were comparing about bonuses, and I was in a very entitled space. Having said that, however, in my journey, in my entrepreneurial journey, when I stripped away all of my corporate trappings, all of a sudden I needed to over here. Let us imagine someone very senior within the financial industry becoming a YouTuber, and right now I had to figure out how to make wealth again from scratch in a new position, and that was a challenge. I read all the books I can. I went through all the YouTube content, and this advice kept on coming over and over again. One of the ways to build wealth is to be grateful. So, being an analyst, I wanted to analyze the whole thing and try to make sense out of it. So, I was trying to figure out when I was the most grateful in my life. And at that point in time, I still remembered that was when I first got hired as an analyst. And to put things into perspective, I graduated with a 2.9 GPA in college. I almost failed my SPM. It was a grade 2. On top of that, I was slightly dyslexic. So I had like the triple threat working against me. And I never knew what hard work, determination, and also just trying my best can do. And lo and behold, I was in the financial industry and I was the most grateful of all people. I remember waking up very early in the morning. I woke up. Back in the day, I used to have hair. So I used to comb everything. I used to shave every morning, wear the best shirts, wear the best pants and whatnot. Went to the office. I used to read Brusa every morning. And I was trying to figure out what companies' announcements were. And based on the company announcement, how the fund managers can trade. I think this would also answer one of the subs questions on how to find trends within the industry. And the best way is actually by looking at Brusa. Most of the time, newspapers do not catch all the news. Brusa, however, captures everything with the numbers and whatnot. You need to file everything so that investors would know. So those were the things I used to do in the mornings. I used to go up to my CIO, my Chief Investment Officer, and I used to tell them what stocks to invest, what stocks not to invest, and whatnot. And needless to say, When upper management saw my determination, I rose pretty quickly within the organization, and I'm so grateful for that. But having said that, as you guys know, the mission of me teaching financial literacy was such a high calling. I just let go of everything. With the reason being, and as I told you guys, growing up in rural Malaysia, a lot of my relatives, they used to take me out for lunch and dinners, and these were the uncles I used to look up to. But at the age where they should retire, all of a sudden, I could see some form of desperation in their eyes, asking for other family members for money. And it's kind of sad. So I made it a point, and I made it a mission. I have all of this information. What am I doing with this information? Am I trying to make the financial institution richer, or will I change my path in life? And that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this YouTube channel. So that was me coming from a place of gratefulness. Now, I want to compare this with another analyst friend of mine, which was not so grateful. This person, he came from a family where the mom and dad had a relatively high position in the government-linked company. So when he came in, he was ungrateful of his position. And what he used to do was he used to read his newspaper. He used to flip the newspaper while all the fund managers are asking questions. And he didn't seem too present in all the meetings. He was just reading a newspaper. He wasn't even reporting anything. He didn't quite bring any value on the table. Last I heard about this analyst friend of mine, he was looking in a position for sales. And to put things into perspective, a lot of people want to be in his position as an analyst, and he's just pissing his position away. So again, if we look at how gratefulness and how a grateful heart can actually help us, you can see that the way someone grateful, how they interact, even when you go to a business, when you enter a particular business, if he really is grateful, he will come, he will greet you, he will say thank you for coming, get your food and everything, versus a person which is relatively macam tidak apa, just doesn't care. You go to his business, he doesn't care, and then you think to yourself, does he really want money? Does he really want business from me? So over here, I know this is a financial channel, and I know I talk a lot about stocks. But guys, stocks is a tool for us to make money. Having said that, having the right mindset, having the right heart is key for us to get wealth. I guess to conclude, I just want to say this real quick. I've seen poor fund managers. I've seen poor CIOs. I've seen poor CEOs. After they lost their job, they needed another job within 2 or 3 months. If not, they will lose everything. I've also seen very rich people selling kacang or peanuts. That's to put things into perspective. And sometimes it's just the way they operate. It's not the tools, rather it's what we do with the tools. So guys, I know this episode was very, once over here, once over there, once over everywhere. But I just wanted to share with you guys some of the mindsets where not many people actually share. We think is key for our success. This is the boring stuff where no one talks about, but I think it's important. And as you guys, I really appreciate all the subs and all the remarks and the comments. I want to make sure that you guys make money. So that's my mission. And I hope to I guess, listen to some really good stories of how you guys manage to become financially more stable in the coming months ahead. And with that, I would like to thank you guys again for everything. I'd like to thank the participants in this live session. And I'd like to thank future people that's going to watch this episode. You don't know how thankful I am for every sub, every like, every comment, every question. Thank you again, guys. With that, I wish you good night and great week ahead. Take care.